Guess who's back? Back again. It has been far too long since I've last made a video. It's been, what, 2 weeks now since my last post? That is absolutely outrageous and inexcusable. To be honest, I'm just a bit fed up with doing career mode, to be honest. I've been away working on some more unique and different videos. But anyway, we're back with some more Ayrton Senna career mode. I'm basically only going to be doing this from now on because it's the best series I have. It's also the most enjoyable. And to be honest, I don't actually remember, and I don't have a clue where we are in the standings or anything, because I haven't actually been on the game since my last upload. So let's go and have a look. So in the R&D, we are currently about where we were, I think. We are equal with Haas as, what, the 6th slowest car. We're a little bit behind RB, and then we're basically there with, you know, Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, and Aston. As you can see, all 4 of those teams are now on equal pegging because of the balancing out the field scenario thing. And in the standings, we lead the drivers by 31 points over Alonso. I am not sure how that's happened, considering our car has been in sort of the lower midfield for most of the season. And in the constructors, we're actually still in P2. We are 8 points ahead of Ferrari, and wow, 72 points behind Aston. Right, so let's just forget about them. We're going to Brazil today, of course, Ayrton Senna's home circuit. Although, unfortunately for him, I am actually quite smelly at this circuit. So I'd say I'm just going to set some pretty simplistic goals. Just sort of not lose too much lead in the drivers. That's all I'm going for. Alright, and welcome to my first quali session back. Now, of course, Brazil is a sprint weekend. I do wish that you could turn off sprint weekends because they're just way less enjoyable. And what time to come back? A rain-soaked Interlagos, you know? One of the hardest tracks on the calendar, plus rain. I'm sure this is going to go extremely well. Of course, keep in mind, this is my first time playing the game since my last upload over 2 weeks ago. So, don't expect much, is what I'm saying. And here we are then, on track. I'm actually very, very nervous about this. It's going to go one of 2 ways. I'm either going to get that, like, comeback from break, like, MVP form, which does happen, or I'm going to be abhorrently, terribly, egregiously slow. There is no in between. So let's just see how we get on then. Into turn 1. I'm already shitting bricks. Don't worry, I've got this. Braked a little bit early, but it's only my first run. It doesn't matter too much. Although I should keep in mind that I might not be able to do a second run. Time is against me. But I don't know. That sector 1 felt, you know, average. It felt like it will do. Of course, I'm not going to know how I'm doing compared to other drivers because no one else has done a lap yet. Sprint quali, you only get, what, 12 minutes in the first part of quali? So if you want to get 2 laps, you sort of have to go out as soon as the session starts. But to be honest, I'm more so impressed with the fact that I haven't crashed yet. So let's keep that going. Oh, a little bit squirrely through there. This corner's always shitting brick levels of scary. Managed to survive though. Sector 2 is going to be a 58 dead, which, again, I have no idea how good that is. It felt, nah, I don't think I'm going to be very high up. I also just didn't use anywhere near enough overtake during that lap, but it's alright, it's okay. It's only our first run. We crossed the line to put in a 1 minute 15.2, which, looking at it like that doesn't look too bad. I mean, I'm only 1 place off Norris. I'm a 10th off the Astons in P7. That doesn't seem that bad, really. I'm quite happy with that. So, after all 20 drivers have done their first runs, we are actually looking pretty. Look at that! P6 and 7 for the boys. I'm only 400ths off Lando, which isn't too bad, considering that lap was pretty mediocre. Mainly, honestly, it's literally just Sector 1 where I'm struggling, although to be fair, around here, Sector 1 is usually where I struggle most. I mean, half a second off the top 2, that is obviously quite a numerous gap, but I'm quite happy with that. If we can go out again and maybe find, like, 2 tenths, that'll be our deal. Right, slight problem that I may be facing is that the rain has got considerably heavier. and the game actually told me to switch to full wets. However, for those that don't know, in this game, because of the way it's been programmed, because it's been quite poorly made, no matter how heavy the rain is, inters will always be faster. So I will be doing another lap on the inters, although I am seriously doubtful that I'm actually going to be able to find any lap time. Now, I do know that I can brake considerably later into turn 1, and that was still a little bit early, and you can see how much time I'm starting to lose already, and I've barely even started the lap. But I am away, and I'm already 3 tenths down, so not looking great, to be honest. I mean, maybe I can find something magical in Sector 2. No, I don't want to go in the wall yet. Not yet, that's for later. Okay, yeah. I'm not going to find any more lap time, unfortunately. The skies have opened, and, you know, if I was Senna, or if Senna was here, he would probably go and get pole position in these conditions. This is prime Senna. Didn't he win his only home Grand Prix at this track in the wet with a broken gearbox? He might have done. So, we will be starting the Brazilian Grand Prix sprint race in P8, which, all things considered, I'm genuinely happy with that. And it's also nice to see that Lando Norris is up there as well. So, I'm not even going to... Actually, I'll quickly show you the leaderboard, and then we'll get straight into the sprint. Right, so here's the leaderboard. Fernando Alonso takes pole position ahead of Leclerc and Max Verstappen. And to be honest, although the gap to the Astons and the Ferraris, of course, my 2 constructors rivals, although they are very far away, it's only the sprint. So what's good about the sprint is that the most points that they can catch on us is 15, which isn't the end of the world. So let's get into the sprint. It is sprint day at Interlagos. And I just want to say before we start, if you want to see me return to the grind, I'm talking daily videos, every other day streams, all that good stuff, like the video, because, well, that's how you let someone know that, you know, you want them to upload more. Nice one. Anyway, what I want to say as well is, because sprint races are usually quite boring, both in real life and in the game, I'm going to keep this very restricted in terms of, like, you know, the time. I will probably only commentate on getting overtaken or doing overtakes. Other than that, it might just be me starting and the end. Let's see what happens, though. Right, now, of course, the sprint is very short. It's only going to be 8 laps long, so we are going to go for just a set of softs from the start to finish. And without further ado, let's start this thing. No wheel bugs, so that's a good start. Now, of course, my race starts are quite average in this game. Let's see how we get on. First one back. It's honestly not too bad. I've had a lot of wheel spin, but I am going to go up the inside of Lando. Why? Because I'm a cheeky bugger. Also, Yuki Tsunoda getting a bit of wheel spin, trying not to crash my teammate out of the race, which I haven't done. A lovely first start. You know, to come back after 2 weeks and gain a place off the line, that's a lovely bit of effort from me. And now my plan is to sort of chill behind Tsunoda, and if anything happens, a little bit of fighting up ahead of course, indulge in third party, and maybe get up into the top 5. That would be really, really nice, but I have no idea what my race pace is going to be like. This is, of course, my first time driving in the the dry, for 2 weeks. So let's see how it goes. Potential overtake here on Yuki Tsunoda. Come on, then. I've got overtake to spare. Send it around the outside like I'm a silly little... Okay. I was honestly expecting to actually get that move done, but, a brake diff, I guess. Unlucky. Alright, final lap of the race. As predicted, apart from that little brief overtake attempt on Tsunoda, nothing happened. Hang on a minute here. We might have a little chance at Tsunoda. Maybe. Around the outside of turn 1 again. He's going to completely block me. However, this time I'm a lot more in it. Push him off. See you later. Have some of that. And Lando's got him as well. Go on, son. Do him in. Go on. Use my slipstream. That's it. Go on, the boy. Yeah. Well in, Lando. Look at that. I mean, that was a little bit unfair. I did kind of put Tsunoda in a sort of situation Senna would put his rival into, which is, if you don't move, we're crashing. He did it to Nigel Mansell. Not Nigel Mansell, wrong English bloke. Martin Brundle, that's the one. And of course done it to Prost as well in the infamous Japan moment. But that's lovely. We got Norris now, up to P7. I'm up to P6. I don't think there's a lot more in it, but honestly, race pace has been pretty good. As you can see, I am right in the mixture with the front runners. Although saying that, the top sort of 17. Oh, that's got a bit wrong. Lando, can I have that place back, please? I kind of want it. No? Okay, well, I sort of messed that bit up. Sorry about that. That's a complete total cock-up on my part. I wasn't concentrating. But, well, I mean, I still gained a place, so that's cool. And I don't mind Lando finishing ahead of me. He does kind of need points, to be fair. So there's the final results of the sprint race with my little oopsie-daisy at the end. Fastest lap, I was only, like, you know, a 10th off. Yeah, race pace overall, looking pretty strong. But now, we of course go back to qualifying for the main Grand Prix. The important one, the quali that actually has some sort of significance. So, let's go. Actually, just quick, little update of the standings. I lead the drivers by 25, and Ferrari are now 6 behind us in the constructors. Aston 79 ahead. Cringe. Alright, so here we are in quali, the one that matters, the one for the main Grand Prix, and, well, my only target for this session is beat my teammate, Lando Norris. He set a lap time of a 1 minute 9.9, I believe, or it might be a 1 minute 8.9, I don't quite remember. And the front runner, I believe, is Leclerc with a 1 minute 9 or 8.5, so that's what we need to try and beat. Through turn 1 and 2, a little bit on the slow side. I really don't understand turn 1. That is my biggest failing on the F1 calendar. Everywhere else, I am pretty good. Sector 1 coming through. I'm going to be half a 10th up on Alex Albon, which is alright. I mean, being up is a positive, no matter how big or small. Through the fast right, keep it as flat out as I can. That was a lot of speed I carried through there. That was nice. Now we go through the technical section. It's very, very scary. I'm going to do a little bit of less speed through there. I realise you actually get a better line if you take less speed in. Don't take too much curb through there on the exit. Not too bad. Through Sector 2, I am now going to be nearly 4 tenths up on Albon, so a pretty good Sector 2 by me. And now I can unleash the speed and power of the overtake button until the line, I hope. Yeah, I've worked that out brilliantly. We crossed the line to set a 1 minute 6 dead. Wow. Now, there are 2 things to dissect in that lap. Number 1, that was pretty much everything I've got, and I'm a 10th off my teammate. Number 2, I realised that we weren't lapping in the 1 minute 8s or the 1 minute 9s. We're actually lapping in the 1 minute 5s. So, that's really cool. So here's the leaderboard. Lando Norris actually improves his lap to a 1 minute 5.8. And actually, my Sector 1 is better than Lando Norris. That is very interesting because I thought Sector 1 was my worst. But it's actually Sector 2 and mainly Sector 3 where I'm struggling. Alright, sure. So I need to find 2 and a bit tenths of a second if I want to beat Lando Norris. And I must say, Lando Norris, big step up. You know what? Everyone give a round of applause for Lando Norris right now. Everybody stand up, give him a round of applause because he has been shockingly awful. He has been the Nikita Mazepin, the Nicholas Latifi, the Sergio Perez of this career mode. And I feel bad saying about that, Perez. Shout out Perez, that's my go. But that's a great performance. P6 at the moment. So let's get back out on the fresh rubber. And yeah, a 1 minute 5.8 is the time to beat. Let's do it. Alright, this lap is going to need absolutely everything if I want to achieve my goals. And here we go. Into turn 1 on the braking. Brake. That was pretty good. Get into turn 1. Nice and easy. Boom it on the exit. Already broke track limits, but honestly, I don't care. Plus ratio. Extra toast and with some eggs as well, please. Thanks. Through Sector 1, I'm only going to be a little bit down. And I didn't use as much ERS. And now I'm up on my lap time. That is gorgeous. Through the fast right. Over the curb. Keep it flat. Keep it pinned. That is an extremely amazing showing of bravery from FUTcrim, even though I do have the power of flashbacks if I do cock up. Finding even more time, a little bit early on the brakes through there, but it's okay. If I can get a boom on the exit, which I do, and a bit of overtake as well, that is pretty solid. Late on the brakes, over the curb, on the exit, even better. Go down to about 50%, wait, And now bomb it. Come on. 3 tenths up. I've already beat Lando's time unless he improved as well. It's going to be 3.5 tenths improvement, which is going to net us. Oh. Oh. Sure. I mean, oh. Okay, Lando. Chill. I wasn't familiar with your Brazil. I did not know that you had spent some extra time on the sim this weekend. What did he have for breakfast? You know, egg and soldiers? Scrambled egg? Poached egg? Dippy egg? Fried egg? Something with egg, surely. Has he done that? Lando Norris out-qualifies me by 2 and a bit tenths to put it on the 2nd row. I should be angry right now because of how badly I got diffed, but I just have to congratulate the guy. That is an incredible effort by Lando. Fair play to him. I mean, it's not ideal that Ferraris have locked out the front row, and I'm behind both Astons and both Ferraris, but wow. All right, Lando, cool. I'm happy about that. Let's hope he can stay in that top 3 in the race, which we shall go to now. Rightio, Grand Prix time. Now, I'm not entirely sure what to expect today, because, you know, I am starting quite low down in P9. Meanwhile, my teammate is thriving up in P3. Honestly, because, as they say, the race is long, I'm going to set quite an aspirational target of a top 5 finish, because I genuinely believe it's possible. My race pace does seem pretty juicy. Right, we're on the grid. No engine penalty, so P9 is now confirmed. Here's the strategy for today. It's going to be a soft to medium, 10 laps on the softs, 15 laps on the mediums. Shouldn't be too bad with, of course, 1.4 extra laps of fuel. So, we got P7 in the sprint, which, you know, I should have been P6, let's be honest. I'm hoping to beat P6 today, and yeah, like I said, I want to try and not lose too many points in the drivers, and maybe hold on to P2 in the constructors, even though Ferrari are going to make that a little bit difficult, the arse wipes. Right, let's do it. Here we go. Come on. My first Grand Prix back. Let's make it something special. And we are away. Race start not looking too shabby. If I could just avoid wheel spin, which I sort of do. Oh, I'm sending it. Round the outside of Mr. Sonoda. I'm already on the grass. What an absolute demon I am. Round the outside. It's just what he does. I am different class when it comes to overtaking. I also need to keep in mind they are AI. Up the inside of George Russell now. Into turn 4 or 3. I don't even know what it is. Lando Norris has dropped out to P5 already. Just like in real life. Can't hold his position off the start line. But, you know, me being 2 places up already, and I also have Lance Stroll in my sights, this is looking pretty good. I fancy Lance Stroll, you know. My straight line speed seems absolutely superior to him. I'm going to have to go around the outside, which is always quite tricky round here because the AI do like it round turn 1. They do seem very, very fast, heavy on the brakes, and that was just way too easy. Wow, I am already higher up than I was in the sprint, and I started lower down. That's unbelievable. And also, it's important to keep in mind, I am now right behind my teammate, who, you know, started, what, 6 places ahead of me? And he's now 1 place ahead of me. It's all going quite well for me, although, to be honest, although, of course, I am fighting for the Drivers' Championship, I do kind of want Lando, you know, not ahead of me per se, but at the sharp end, because he has had a woeful season and is the main contributor as to why we're not winning the Constructors. Of course, Aston Martin have been unbelievable this season, but realistically, Lando Norris has struggled to score points in most races. Meanwhile, I've been winning quite a lot of races, so hopefully this is the start of a little comeback arc, a little redemption arc for the boy. Let's hope so. Bro, I'm not sure what's happened, but it seems like everyone's gotten slower. There was sort of like a good 9/10 gap between everyone, but all of a sudden, there is a little overtaking opportunity on Lando, and also Stroll's closed right up, so I'm not sure what's happening, but race pace seems really good. I mean, realistically, you could still see the leaders, which is more than what usually happens. Usually, the leaders are like 20 seconds ahead, or I'm leading, one of the two. Lando, nice consistent pace. He is starting to just lose DRS, on Verstappen, though, which is a bit troublesome. Of course, if Lando does lose DRS, I won't show any mercy. I will just blitz past him and chase after P4. But it all seems pretty good so far, to be honest. Will we have a yellow flag somewhere? Oh, it's behind. Boring. And here comes Lance Stroll looking for an overtake. Not going to happen. Stroll is looking feisty today. He's looking like a different animal. You know, he's looking, rather than looking like a chihuahua, he's looking like a bleeding grizzly bear. He is on one and he's on the attack, and I'm not happy about it. It's a shame that that DNF isn't from someone ahead. That would be quite handy, of course. That would gain me and Lando extra points, an extra position, and maybe a little juicy safety car or something, allowing me to pit for hards and, you know, maybe go and win the race or something. But it's okay, it's fine. Oh, there is definitely a move on Lando here. He is considerably slower than anyone else ahead of him. Here we go, slipstream is enabled, get the hot lap on. Why do we always have to go around the outside? I dislike going around the outside. I'm going to go for it anyway. Oh, that's brave. But it's also brilliant. Two words that begin with the same letter, which sounds cooler. Nice. Lando's going to go for a return overtake, but it isn't going to happen. And I am up to P5 in this race. That is lovely stuff. I've already achieved my goal, which, to be honest, when I said it, I didn't think it was possible. But, there you go. I'm already in it. Now, of course, it's absolutely imperative to this race that I get back within a second of Max Verstappen. So, let's try and work on that. Alright, managed that. Got my DRS, which means I should be relatively safe from Lando. I am going to try my best to keep him in my DRS and sort of tow him along. He does have a tendency to sort of drop back after a while, so I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen. And we also only have 2 more laps until I pit, so that's pretty fun. Whoa! Huge lock-up from the Ferrari of Charlie. And I've also slipped around the outside of Max Verstappen. Where did that come from? I know I saw someone lock up, but usually that's just either a bug of the game or they just carry on. But no, that was really bad from Charlie. And yes, I did overtake Verstappen off the track. However, I will argue I had nowhere else to go. And also, there weren't no yellow flag, which means it wasn't illegal to overtake because of that. Shut up, no one cares. I'm in P4, let's go. Alright, tyres are definitely dying at this stage. It's a good thing that I am now making my stop. Let's do it. I have been so unlucky with pit stops in this game recently, both on video and on stream. Let's see if today my fortunes might change. Come on, give me something juicy, give me something lovely. Congratulations, McLaren pit crew. You have actually done a pit stop at a time that you are trained to do every single day of your life. Well done, boys and girls. That is a lovely effort by you. That is going to be astronomically important to helping me maybe go on to achieve a podium finish. Now, of course, I am going for an undercut, if you couldn't tell. I suppose if you have eyes, you should be able to notice that. I have no idea if this is going to work. I don't know if the medium tyres are going to be good enough. But I suppose that's sort of the fun of finding out, isn't it? I will say from an early point of view, they do feel considerably faster than the softs. Now, of course, worst case scenario, I'm hoping that I just, you know, I end up where I went in. But I think we might get a little bit more than that. Some of the front runners are now stopping, making their way around turn 1. Is Ayrton Senna. There's Fernando Alonso, latest to stop. And where am I going to come out? Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm ahead of Leclerc. So I'm basically okay, so I've got ahead of Leclerc. Yeah. Alright, we absolutely take that. That is a massive W. So I'm now what, a virtual P4, I think? And I'm also still undercutting, I believe, 2 or 3 more cars. So we'll see what happens there. Alright, Lando Norris is in, as is Lance Stroll, and the other Ferrari and the other Red Bull. So let's see where I come out. I'm up to P6. I should be a bit higher than that, no? Alright, P5, P6. Out my P6. So hang on, who are you? Hello, Carlos Sainz. Howdy do, mate. I'm going to send it around the outside. Okay. I had no idea he was there until he started challenging me for position. That was quite funny. I'm in P5 and shouldn't I be P3 by now? No? Am I confused? Have I confused myself? I think I have. I feel like I should be P3, or maybe even P2. Yeah, no, there's definitely still a few more drivers left to stop, so that's quite encouraging. Bad news is that I won't be able to get DRS on Alonso. Bro is cooking too hard. So this might be a little double overtake from the Ferraris on me. Not looking forward to it. I don't give them my consent. Unfortunately for them, that doesn't matter. Here comes Carlos Sainz. Honestly, I'm not against him overtaking me, so I can get some DRS. We go around the outside of turn 1, and I am fighting. He's crashed into me, and I'm just sort of going to let him through, and now I get a bit of DRS. So, yeah, I'm happy with this. I can stick with Sainz, go for a little dummy move, make him think I'm going for it when I'm not, and yeah, I'm up to P3 now. Huh, so that undercut has actually worked pretty splendidly, if I do say so myself. Right, this is going to be a bit awkward because I'd like to stay behind Sainz, but Leclerc's not going to let me do that because he's going to go for an overtake on me. So I'm going to have to go for a move on Sainz here in order to keep my race alive. Honestly, not the end of the world because Sainz can just go back past me here, but yeah, I've used this tactic a lot where I just sort of sit behind the AI and then just re-overtake them at the end of the race and sort of get towed along. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. Although, we still have 10 laps left. 10? That is... okay, that's a lot. That is a lot more than I thought. Alright, we have 5 laps remaining in this race, and the situation is exactly the same. Here comes Charlie, looking for another move. Now, this is all I've really been doing. You should sort of bait Sainz into defending, and then I sort of create a blockade with Sainz to stop Leclerc. What doesn't help is when Sainz crashes into me. This has gone a bit wrong, actually. I might have to actually overtake Sainz here. Hang on, no. Look, we create the blockade, and then I sort of be a bit gentle, and there you go. Back to normal. Okay, so yeah, it's literally been like this for the last sort of, 6-7 laps. No, that's why I've not really said anything. And it's looking good for me to actually make it stay like this. And then, of course, on the final lap, go for a little dive bomb to take P2. Fernando Alonso, he's just gone. My guy is out of here. Bro is now 4 seconds ahead. He has been different class this race. Although, to be fair, I am allowed to say he has got the best car on the grid. So, that's to be expected. Penultimate lap of the race, and tyres are starting to get on the ropes a little bit. I'm going to have to do my little blockade strat here. Never mind, Leclerc's going to go to the outside, the cheeky bugger, and then has probably the worst overtake attempt I have ever seen in Formula 1 history. That was genuinely horrific from the boy. But, yeah, tyres in the mud. Excuse me, at this stage, they're just about hanging on. But my plan is still working extremely well. I've almost got a full tank of VRS to use, and I'd say there is about a 96.7% chance that I do overtake Sainz and get a little P2, which will be lovely. Alright, here we go then. Time to put my plan into motion. This is where I dump the overtake and get past Chili Con Carne. Come on then. Final lap of the race starts, and oh, I'm sorry. You genuinely can't even compete with that, my friend. That is tough shit. He is actually going to try and compete with it, but not going to happen. I am through into turn number 2. Let's go. Dump even more overtake to defend from the chili. Into turn whatever the corner number is. And boom. I have survived. Now, whoa, big snappy. Let's try and not do what I did in the sprint race. That would be ideal. I don't have much overtake left, and I am going to need a very solid amount here because, of course, there is still one more DRS zone left, and there is a very high threat of being overtaken. We saw it with Checo Perez and Fernando Alonso in 2023 when someone got done on the line by like 20 milliseconds. So let's try and make that not happen today. I'm up to 40%, which, to be honest, really isn't a lot, and this is going to really... this is going to be a line finish, you know. Fernando Alonso, speaking of him, has driven flawlessly, and he takes the Grand Prix win. But can I get a miraculous P2 finish? It's looking likely. Sainz is coming bleeding quick, though, but it is going to be the Sen Dog, the fat one, who takes the second place. This is just what he does. Genuinely world class from the boy. I don't know how I managed that, to be honest. I mean, it's clear to me at this stage that my race pace is just considerably better than my quaddie pace. I sort of need to realise that when I do qualify low in these positions, P9, P10, P11, whatever, I can always fight back because my race pace is good and I'm against artificial intelligence, so overtaking them isn't much of a task. And here's the final results. That's a lovely thing to look at. 20 points over the weekend. Alonso, though, 34 is diabolical. Outscored Leclerc as well. Outscored everyone, of course, except Alonso, which, to be honest, that's fine, considering where, you know, Alonso is in the standings, where I'm in the standings. That's fine. Alonso has the best car on the grid, for crying out loud. Also, Lando Norris shout out. P5, yes, it is down on where he started. Yes, I still managed to finish 4 seconds ahead of him, despite starting 6 places behind him. But that is a much better result for Lando Norris. I hope that this still brings him confidence and happiness and inspiration and motivation and all these fun, exciting words, because that's really good. He went from barely scraping points to getting 10. That's quite nice. What did he get in the sprint? He got another 3 in the sprint, so in total, he goes and picks up 13. That is lovely. Looking at the Drivers' Championship, I should be leading. However, my lead should be considerably less than what it was at the start. Remember, what was at the start? 31. It's now 17. All right, Alonso. I see how it is. Lando, by the way, actually overtakes the Hamilton to go up into P10 during that race, so that's quite cool. Yeah. That's okay. We have, you know, 3 races left and a 17-point lead. That's going to go down to the wire, isn't it? And in the Constructors, we maintain second by 7 points. We actually extend our lead by, what, 1 point over the whole course of the weekend. Nice. That is lovely. And I believe we also now trail Aston Martin by 1 extra point. So 1's all round in the Constructors, but wow, what a time to come back after my 2-week hiatus. Nearly a 1.5-hour recording, way longer than the other. Of course, my first time back is a mixed condition sprint weekend at Interlagos, but that was really, really fun. My hands are killing me, my feet are killing me, but that was great all round. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. All the good stuff. And I can't tell you when I'll be back, but I'll hopefully be back soon. Thanks for watching. See you later in a bit.